Welcome back to the St. Patrick's Day Tournament Expert Division qualifying round, hole number 9. This shot here is for Easy Eagle. With an off chance at a drop, if you sit and play around with the approach a little bit. I did try to engineer it so that you have the best chance at being able to play somewhat of a normal approach shot and make it to the green easily. We're using a quarterback, 9+ for the drive, cat 5+ for the approach, or you can use a big dog, 7+, I believe. We're going to set up taking a couple things into consideration. The wind strength is going to determine how and where we set up. So for winds in the 8s, we're going to set up with the white ring touching the fairway rough line at top of the +20. That's for winds 8.1+ miles an hour. This will be your starting position, right? We're going to use the quarterback for the drive, so you'll need a quarterback cat bag set up. Using a luminary type ball, you need P5, side spin 2+, wind 3. I have not tested this with wind 4 or wind 5. If you play that, you definitely going to need to test. All my testing has been done with a luminary. If your winds are in the 7s, 8.0 or lower, then you will set up using the clear ring as your reference. So instead of the white ring touching here, we'll have the clear ring touching, right? That will be up here. And then you will also be set up at the top of the +21. So winds 8.0 or lower, clear ring on the rough fairway line at the top of the +21, and winds 8.1 or higher. Sorry, 8.2 or higher. So it's 8.1 or lower, 8.2 or higher. You're going to set up like this, where your white ring is touching the rough fairway line, and you'll be at the top of the +20. So you either top of the 20 white ring or top of the 21 clear ring, right? From there, make sure you add your spins. We're playing this with 6 backspin, 2 right spin. We're adjusting this P5 numbers minus 60% max. Okay, P5 minus 60% max. And showing you this because depending on the wind angle, and if you're setting up at like the low end of the 20, sometimes it's difficult to see the bottom of the white ring to pull your adjustment. So you can, there's no adjustment here using a wind 3 ball that is going to be over, I want to say 3.6, 3.7 rings. So you can always, and this is what I've been doing, is using the top of my yellow ring as a reference, and then just pulling my rings down, and then counting rings here to get my adjustment, right? So you have four rings right there to play with, and they're almost always visible to you. So you can still pull it. You'll just start here and then pull down, right? There's definitely a lot of wind angle differences on this hole. You know, this is a lot more. Headwind would be in this area over here, and then you got the crosswind, or sorry, tailwind, and then crosswind over, and we've seen everything all the way in between. Like, it's all over the place. But the drive has been safe with these tweaks, and I've even hit minor grates on both sides and been safe, still on the fairway. Now, usually when you hit grate, your drive is going to be a little bit shorter. You might not be able to play over the rough line, but you can still bounce it up to just in front of the green, if not on the green, depending on, you know, your wind strength and angle. Great rights could be dangerous with the wrong wind and the wrong wind angle. Make sure you pull this one straight. If anything, you want to favor a slight 1159 flicker. We are trying to push this all the way up to the top of the little pad there. So the drive it's a precision drive. You need to pay attention to your pull angle. Make sure you're setting it up properly. That way you don't get any funky results. Even if you do, if you end up in the rough or in that bunker over there, you can still get across the gap. You have to bounce over the gap with either your rough iron or your sand iron, and then get yourself into thorn range, right, for the eagle. But provided everything goes well for you and the drive works out, you'll be somewhere in the 307 to 312, 313 range. Should be pretty close to that top of that pad, hopefully. For the approach shot, I'm kind of setting this one up as a base shot to make it easier to be safe and not get crazy with it. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up with my blue ring touching the bunker and my yellow ring touching the rough at the same time, and that's with the Cat 7, obviously, right? So we got yellow ring, we got blue ring at the same time, and that puts us in a good position to play these base spins without needing any curl, and only using, you know, hopefully very little OP. So from here, we're going to use 6.2 top spin and 1.8 right spin as a base. Sorry, 6.2 top and 2 right as a base. And you'll just set your position there. Add your spins, adjust, make sure that you're pulling with a slight 1201 flicker for this one to kind of help counter the headwind. And as long as you don't pull into any overpower, you'll need to play this shot with circle break OP. So we're adjusting P5 plus 10% at slider using plus yards. And we're playing circle break OP or whatever overpower you pull into plus 1.5 rings. So, you know, if you catch a shorter drive and you're sitting here set up at the 21 or the 22, you know, you're going to pull into OP most likely at least a ring or two. In which case, just add a ring and a half to whatever you pull into. No curl, and do your best to try and hit perfect. If you don't have Cat 7, or you're using lower level cats or a big dog, my recommendation would be to set up just in the same spot. You can see here that the fairway has a little dip down in it right here, and then it comes back up and around. I'm just setting up in that dip, in the center of that dip, you know. So you can just put your bullseye close to the bunker, or close to the rough, I mean, kind of centered on that little dip that's left of the bunker. You should be kind of in line with the left edge of the bunker, you know, and a ring or so less off of the rough line. That's a good landing position to give us most of the time here. I've been able to play a standard shot with just using circle break OP and not having to add any additional curl or any additional overpower. Occasionally catch, you know, with a great ball on the drive or something, we'll catch a shorter rollout, but still can usually get over the gap. So if you can't set up on the other side like I'm doing here, say you push up and this is where your max extension is. If max extension is there, you're just going to have to play the bounce up and bite the bullet. If you are able to push up past this rough line 4 or more rings, right? So if you can push your bullseye up 4 rings past the rough, then you can play a full OP shot and clear the gap. If you have less than 4 rings between you and the rough at max extension, then you'll need to play the bounce up, because otherwise you're just going to clip the rough and roll out short. So best thing to do in that situation is just throw max top spin on it, a little bit of side spin, a little bit of curl, whatever you need to get yourself safely across and as close to the green as possible. Generally speaking, we can get this one right up next to the fringe, and that will put you in in-bringer range, which plays the standard in-bringer rule. P5 plus 20 using the standard in-bringer rule. I know it's a downhill shot, you know, it looks all kind of funky and weird. Has been tested. I don't know about a full topspin EB shot, but a no spin EB, standard EB rule, will play P5 20 on this one. If you happen to clip the rough on your attempt to clear that gap, and you roll short and you're in thorn range, you can play the thorn 1% per ring from men, and try to utilize the sticky spot. You can either set up at min and add top spin, or you can push up and count rings and use a little bit of backspin and go kind of more straight at the hole. And that's going to be up to you. It depends on where you're at. Sometimes you can get the sticky spot with the thorn. Sometimes you just kind of need to go straight at it. But if you're playing the thorn bounce up, it's been playing P5 plus 10% at slider, and we're using 1% per ring from men. That pretty much covers everything for this shot. easy eagle here with a shot, with a chance. So practice it. Make sure, most importantly, that the drive is working for you. And if you need to, you can make some minor adjustments if you're getting some different results. But the drive, the reason I'm playing it this way is because I was trying to find the most consistent drive to get us the closest we can comfortably get to the top of that pad and give us the best opportunity at an easy eagle, right? And then an off chance for the Albie. But make sure it's working the same. Test it out. And I'll wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, it's at least an easy eagle. And best case scenario, you might get lucky and pop a great ball in the hole or something. Or maybe even a perfect. Cat plus yard. E5 numbers. 23 is 100, 22 is 98, 21, 96, 20, 94, 19 is 92, 18 is 90, 17 is 88, 16 is 86, 15 is 84, 14 is 82, 13 is 80, 12, 78, 11 is 76, plus 10 is 74, and you're never going to be lower than that. With that being said, Cat 5 plus, Big Dog 7 plus can use those plus yard numbers. Use the plus yard numbers I just gave you. I know I said they were for a cat, but they also work for the Big Dog, as long as it's level 7 plus. Good luck, everyone. I hope you all did well, and I am off for vacation. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Peace.